the last major decision you made? How many people did you ask for their opinions, even if you didn't need them? If you've seen yourself doing this, you're probably like me, asking for help when you don't need it, or just making suggestions even when you know that your way is best. If this is you, then you've quietly outsourced your actions to other people's permission and feedback, and you don't notice you're waiting for direction that's never coming. When faced with the prospect of failure or making a decision that reflects on the person that you are, it is easy to wait for permission and confirmation on which decision is correct. That way, if things do not work out, you are free from guilt, as it wasn't your decision to begin with, but you were influenced by someone else. In this Minecraft video, while I set up my dream base, I'm going to walk you through ways you've given others control without you noticing, how to notice it yourself, and how I managed to stop asking others before doing what I thought was best, and finally felt in control of my life. Just a quick disclaimer, this video is created by me and not generative AI. The script in the video is from humans and are an interpretation of my weekly journal entries. Other than that, let's get into it. In order to further understand this concept, you need to behave more like an ant. We only think of ants when we are crushing them underfoot, but they are capable of building these insane hills with advanced ventilation systems, and they can carry items 50 times their size. Ants are incredible little bugs, and yet, the queen has no influence on what each ant does. No ant is waiting for orders. The queen is not the boss, and there's no command system passing permission down on what they can and can't do. Each ant is simply aware of what must be done for the good of the colony, and through that urgency comes coordinated masterpieces. An ant does not wait to be motivated. It doesn't need music to be hyped up, or have a good sleep the night before, or whether this is even worth it. Its actions are entirely separate from motivation and validation, but in front of no audience, it carries out what it must every single day. When put into perspective, it's weird to think how often we seek others' opinions on what to do. For me, half the time I asked for help, it only made things worse. I was going to pick the choice I wanted more anyways, but now I was worried about all the other consequences. Oftentimes it feels productive, like weighing all the consequences and just confirming that you aren't in the wrong. But mentally, this subconsciously places you below others, where you believe that their opinions are more valuable than your own. You don't trust yourself to make your own decisions anymore, so you ask others to start choosing. And the more you do, the stronger this effect grows. A massive issue that I notice in myself, and I can guarantee that you are doing as well, is suggesting when you know you are right. There are times when I know for a fact I am right, and I just say something like, I think we should do this, and I'd even back down sometimes and just accept that they are going to do it wrong. A lack of confidence in your own voice and opinion will reinforce others' lack of confidence in you too. Why should they listen to you? You don't even believe what you are saying. It's easy to call this being polite, but what would you rather? Somebody correcting you and eventually saving you from ruin, or someone who doesn't say anything and watches you make an incorrect choice? I know those two paragraphs sound pretty contradictory, to stop seeking others' advice while making sure people take yours. But I'm not saying you cannot seek advice, but you should not seek advice with the hope that it will relieve your issue. Before looking for others' thoughts, you have to make it mentally clear that you really need help. And it's different to receive insight from qualified people who can give you a genuine, unique perspective that is different from your own. When you ask a peer or a friend what they would do, and you follow it, even though they have no obvious, better understanding than you do, you are essentially just accepting their opinion. The difference between opinion and advice is that somebody's opinion does not provide an enhanced understanding of your issue. If you know for a fact someone is walking into a trap, you are not giving them your opinion, you are giving them advice. And I believe it is important to try and give good knowledge so you can both progress towards a common goal. So after you are more aware of the effects that the external opinions have on you, how can you differ between what is useful and what is not? Since this stems from putting others above yourself, you need to interact with more people than you ever have. And what it took for me was actually asking more about people, not just their thoughts or opinions, but about them and the life that they've lived. I started talking to people at cafes and trying to have a deep conversation with my Uber driver after a night out. And the more I did this, the less I worried about whether I would still be accepted, whether people would disagree with me, and I realized that we are all equal. No matter how much more qualified somebody seems or how lost you feel, everybody genuinely feels the same way. Nobody has seen your faults just like you haven't seen theirs. And the more people you are honest with, and the more people that are honest with you, drops your guard and your fear of making the wrong choice. It's pretty difficult to always pick right, and no one is great at it. You can hear what everybody has to say, but eventually the only way for you to be satisfied is through coming to a conclusion yourself. As you gain confidence in approaching strangers, safely, of course, you gain confidence in yourself and your ability to fit in. It isn't that you suddenly learn how to reach others' expectations, but you can see that their expectations shouldn't be a goal for you. Everybody you surround yourself with should truly want the best for you, but they don't actually know what is best to you. You've made your own action conditional on a permission that was never coming, from people who were never going to give it. You didn't decide to wait, you just never noticed that you were doing it. Developing an ant-like mindset, with the trust in yourself that you can build magnificent things without waiting for others, or hoping they can tell you you're correct. I hope you find freedom in this, and if you did, I kindly ask if you would subscribe for more of my perspective. I get these ideas from my weekly journal, and I see what interpretation can come out of it. If you have any suggestions or would like to see what the raw writing looks like, please leave a comment. Thank you.